I never went to my high school reunion. I just couldn't imagine getting all dressed up and spending all that money for a 40-minute cab ride just to be like the faggot again. And nobody would probably talk to me anyway. And on the rare chance someone did talk to me, this is how it would go. Someone comes up to me, "Hey, you're Marco, right?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm Marco, Marco Scanlon." And he would be like, "Oh, I'm John. I don't know if you remember me. We never really spoke in high school, but I remember you." And I would be like, "Oh, all right, yeah." And he would be like, John would be like, "So what have you been up to since high school?" And I'd be like, "Well, I got really heavy into drugs and alcohol, had a mental breakdown at 22, assaulted a cop, spent 9 months in a mental hospital, lived in a group home for 4 years, and now I live in subsidized housing and I live off the government. What have you been up to, John?" And John would be like, "Well, I went to BU and now I practice law." And I would be like, "John, that is amazing. Good for you, John. Wife and kids?" And John would be like, "Yeah, I have three kids and a wife, and everything's going good." And I would be like, "Oh, John, that is so awesome. John, good for you." And John would be like, "So, do you work? Have you been working?" And I would be like, "Well, John, I was working at Dunkin' Donuts for about a year, and then I decided to give my 2 weeks. Although I didn't actually show up for my 2 weeks, I just said I had COVID, so I wouldn't have to do the 2 weeks. But yeah, I was working. I quit a few months ago. Yeah, nothing since then though. Nothing really ever before. But and John would be like, "Okay, well, it's been so great catching up with you, Marco. I'm gonna go. I think I heard someone call my name. I'm gonna go. Thank you. Bye bye." And I'd be like, "Okay, John, it was good seeing you." And then I would go over to the bar and order like a quadruple vodka cranberry or something, and just probably take a cab home after like 15 minutes. But so yeah, I never went to my high school reunion.